Hello! Welcome to another Great Escape Farms YouTube video. Today we are talking about planting pawpaw seeds. But first, some basics on the pawpaw tree. The pawpaw tree, with the botanical name of Asimina triloba, is a deciduous tree native to eastern North America. It has a growing height of 35 feet with a slightly tropical look to it. It has edible fruit, possible medicinal uses, and is a good understory tree. The flowers are self-fertile, having both male and female parts. Flowers occur in the spring, right around the time the tree leaves out. The pawpaw is the largest edible fruit native to North America. Individual fruits weigh 5 to 16 ounces and are 3 to 6 inches in length. The fruit usually has 10 to 14 seeds in 2 rows. The brownish to blackish seeds are shaped like lima beans with a length of 1/2 to 1.5 inches. The fruit has a yellow flesh that is custard-like and highly nutritious with a tropical flavor that resembles a combination of banana, mango, and pineapple. The seeds we're dealing with today have already been cleaned and stratified, so we're going to get right into the actual planting of the seeds themselves. So I did a video previously on how to clean and stratify the pawpaw seeds. So basically what it is, you clean all the pulp off and then you put it in wet peat moss, like this bag right here. And I don't know if you can see it, but what I do is I just put pawpaw. This one came from a PDC course or permaculture design course I was in. Stratify for 4 months. 3 to 4 months is what they require. And then I put the date in and the date that it was supposed to come out. So I have 2 different bags here that I had done at 2 different times. So this one was done beginning of September and this one was mid-September. And you can see this one actually has a big old root, or several big old roots on it. So let me come over here and try to do this so you can see it right here. And I want to be very, very careful with this because this is the taproot, and pawpaws have extremely long taproots, and if you break the taproot off, the plant is done. This is also one of the reasons why you really can't propagate pawpaw from cuttings, is because you have to have the long taproot. So what I'm going to do here is I've seen a lot of people online, they do individual plantings and everything, but I don't have much space. I'm getting ready to move and these are going to require a little bit of attention. So I'm going to put them in a very compact space. So I have, I don't know, I would guess about 100 seeds, and I have this pot which is about the size, it's a little bit shorter than a 5-gallon pail that you get from Home Depot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ones that have the taproots like this, and I want the taproot going down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a pencil and just kind of do it like that. So I left the level down a little bit, so I want to cover these by about 1 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of the seeds in, and then I will come and I will add an additional inch of soil on top. So what I'm going to end up with is a whole bunch of pawpaws in here growing very, very close together, which is fine for me because they are slow growing. The taproot will go down, and I doubt that it would get to the bottom of this in 1 year. It should get close. Then next year when it's dormant, or in the middle of winter when they're dormant, I will go ahead and I will dig them up, and then I can transplant them either into the ground or into another pot. And at that point the taproot will continue growing down. So by the end of this summer, hopefully I'll have quite a few plants in here, maybe 100. I don't know if I'll get quite that many, but however many of these germinate, and they'll germinate at different times. So you see these right here, these haven't germinated at all yet. This one is about to explode right here. It's a huge one, so I'm just going to lay it on the top, spread them out a little bit, and then like I say, I will go ahead and cover them up and water them. So let me go ahead and get all of these on, and I will come back to this video once I get all this spread out here. Okay, all the seeds are in. There are 63 seeds in here. So I went ahead and I counted them, and just so that way I'll go ahead and write that down, and that way I'll have good notes on the actual germination rate here. So these are actually all named varieties. It's a mix of them. I was at a Paw Paw festival and there were 4 different named varieties. One other thing I forgot to mention in the last part, I talked about stratifying for 3 to 4 months. I didn't mention what stratifying is. So stratifying is putting it into a refrigerator for 3 to 4 months, or it's a cold temperature. You could also do it outside, but you have to make sure that it doesn't actually freeze the seed, the embryo in the seed. Also, you don't want the seeds to dry out at all ever. So they always have to be moist. So I'm gonna go ahead and put soil on top of this and immediately water it when I'm done. So I'm gonna go a little bit below this lip right here. So I'll just take, and what I want is 1 inch of depth. Put these on, and then I'll just grab a, what do you call it, a watering can, garden watering can, and I'll gently water these guys, and I will keep them moist. And I actually have a grow light here that these are under at the moment. Probably won't matter too much. The only thing is this room is a little bit warmer, and this is where everything else will grow. It'll be quite a while before these actually pop up. It could be, right now it's early February, it could be May before I get the first one to actually pop up here. So they grow a really, really long taproot before they stick their heads out of the ground. And once they do, for the first couple of years, you want it, the way they grow naturally is in a forest in dappled shade. So we want about 50% sunlight. And what I'm going to do is, once these are growing, I will wrap a fence around them to keep a deer away. And what I'll do is I'll take shade cloth and wrap it around that fence, 50% shade cloth. And after a couple of years, when they're actually fruiting, they want full sun. So once they get above that shade cloth, I can go ahead and remove that once they get tall enough. And then the full sun will actually allow them to fruit a little bit quicker. So they say that you can fruit them anywhere from 6 to 10 years. The 10 years is where they remain in shade. The 6 years, and I've heard of people actually getting them as soon as 5 years. You'll get that if you start out in shade and get more sunshine a little bit quicker. So this is how you plant Paw Paw seeds. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel, and also check out our blog post at greatescapefarms.com. On the YouTube channel and on the blog post, you'll find information such as how to stratify. I actually had a video on how to stratify the Paw Paw seeds, and also how to plant other things. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you have a great day.